Hey, my Legion. Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? I'm here to review a movie called The Vast of Night. Now, this premiered on Amazon Prime, I think last week. Uh, and it's, how I found out about it was just through unusual set of circumstances. I've seen a couple commercials for it before, like a couple YouTube videos. But how I found out about it was maybe like a month ago, when they were like loosening some restrictions. The drive-in opened up again in my area, and the only one in my area is way, way, way off. The Sunset Drive-In, which is one of the drive-ins that used to show in the 80s, used to show porno movies. Because back then, they used to, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, they used to have like the newspaper, and it would have the full color ads, including like the ads for horror films and stuff. You can look at on Google, the newspaper ads for movies were cool. I love that. It's a great bit of nostalgia. And they're not bringing that back up. Now you have caught Fandango. Fandango sucks. I liked it when you called up the theater and they had a recording. Someone made a recording saying, like, hey, this is this theater. And we're showing this. And they had a times this. They showed it and they had a, and you could listen to the whole recording maybe once or twice. And you could plan out like a whole thing. Like when my niece and nephew, I used to take my niece and nephew to Dollar Theater all the time. This is back in the early 2000s. And we would see through 2 or 3 movies. And eat at McDonald's when they had McDonald's in the mall. And go to the dollar store in the mall, you know, and have fun. Well, with Fandango, you have to do it like, why they don't have it a way you can schedule. I mean, you can look online now, but I mean, back then, this is back then why they have internet. I love that recording, and sometimes they would allow the person recording would laugh or you know, so it was entertaining. I like doing that. But I don't like Fandango, especially when you're speaking on the phone. They don't know what you're saying. You have to say, yell into the phone. That sucks. Well, anyway, back in the Saturday, they used to have the full page ads, and we used to have a ton of drive-ins. And then, like in the late 80s and early 90s, they started going away of the dodo bird, going gone. And it was pretty much Sunset and the Presque Drive-In. And the Presque Drive-In went out of business in, what, 99 or something like that. And I haven't been to drive-in since 97. Now, the last time was the Presque one, I think. But, I mean, I went to the Sunset one a couple of times in the 90s. That was the first time I've been there because they used to show porno movies. And that's the only one now. And then they reopened. And they had a bunch of stories on Channel 12 about it. And a bunch of things on Facebook. And they showed a giant line of cars. I was telling John about it. John said, you know, and they were 50 cents a piece. I said, that'd be kind of cool going there. And he said, you have a piss bucket. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I don't think they opened the bathrooms up, which would really suck. They opened a snack bar, but they didn't open up the bathrooms. That's really bad. I wouldn't like that at all. Well, anyways, how I found out about it was it said, like, they're showing a movie called The Vast of Night. I don't even think it was a double feature. They're just showing that one movie. And The Vast of Night was, they said it was a movie that was going to go to Amazon Prime, May 29th, I believe, or something like that. But beforehand, like a month beforehand, they were letting out copies to drive-ins for them to show. And it was opening night, and there was a line of cars, and there was a whole bunch of people. And they were showing The Vast Night. That's how I found out about it. All I knew about The Vast Night at that time was it was like a sci-fi movie with stuff, weird stuff happening, and like there was an operator or a radio phone operator and radio operator. That's all I knew about. And I told John about it. I thought I was going to watch it, and I ended up watching like 10 minutes. I got tired. I went to bed. And I finally watched it today in the afternoon. I told John about it. He saw it, and he liked it, and he actually gave me he actually found that it was turned down by a bunch of film festivals and was finally picked up by Slam Dance. And I found it from Chris Tuckman. I watched the review after. It was like a micro-budgeted film with a guy who was a first-time director, and like a lot of the people actors were first-time actors and stuff. And John said it could easily be like a movie that could be adapted into like a play or a radio show. And I kind of agree. And I watched the movie. Like I said, I watched like the first 10 minutes. It starts off with a guy and a girl, Faye and guy I can't remember the name now. Ethan. I forgot the guy's name. It don't matter. They were going through a store, this one thing, and the guy had a record, a tape-to-tape reel, and he was like showing her how to use it and stuff like that. And the problem I had was the way he talked during that scene. He was like had a real southern drawl, and he like slurred his words somehow. It was tough for me to understand. It sounded like he was drunk, kind of. And I had to use closed captioning. That's the problem like that. And then like they show like them going back and forth. And they show her as a phone operator. And then I mean when he was out of I could understand. And then she was a phone operator. And all this she heard like this weird sound over the phones. And then he was doing a radio show at the time. And then she turned the radio show. Now when he was on the radio, he enunciated perfectly. And she even asked in later on in the movie, said, "Why does your voice always sound different on the radio than in real life?" So, "Well, I'm using my radio voice. Radio voice, I can understand. The other stuff, I had to use the closed captioning." And it sets off, they heard this bizarre sound. They're trying to figure out what it was. And they attribute it to UFOs. And it's it starts out as a 10-15 minute mark. It really gets going. And I was fascinated with the whole movie throughout. Dialogue heavy. It started out like saying like a TV, there was a TV screen that said, like a Twilight Zone scene, you're seeing like this paranormal theater and said they're showing Vasta Night. And then you're trapped in this TV show watching but it's the movie. And as it plays out, it's really good. I was really fascinated all the way through. It reminded me of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, even though they didn't have that much going on. It was done, mostly a theater of the mind. And I was riveted. I loved it. I really loved it. I thought I would really like it, but I know I would like it as much as I did. It's fascinating. John loved it too. And he said he didn't hear, but he gave me a shout about it on Facebook. And he said that, he thanked me for letting him know about it. But that's how I found out about it, through the line of people at the drive-in movie. And I was riveted. I mean, I think my dad would have really liked it. My dad would say it's a damn good show, damn good show. And but my biggest question is the people that went to it, like parents and their kids, if they would have liked it. Because I know it's not for like, I don't know if a mainstream audience would like it that much. It's like a lot of dialogue, but all setting up. It's really neat stuff. It's suspenseful stuff. I really dug it. I don't know if the kids were. They'd probably be squirming in their seats or something like that. I don't know. But I really liked it. I give it a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. That was my review of the Vasta Night. It's now on Amazon Prime. But I thought it was really cool that Amazon lent it out to a bunch of theaters and drive-in theaters and let them play it. That's cool as hell. I don't think the movie theaters were open yet. Yeah, they gave them a little bit of money for the movie. But I mean, people lined up around the block. They weren't really smart because the drivers opened up again because people wanted to get out of the house and go see a movie or something like that. And that's the only way they could. And there was a big line. It was 50 cents a piece, but I'm sure they made some money. There was a bunch of people. I remember I used to go there. It used to be $5 a carload. So, just that. I would go to the theater and we paid $5. No big deal. And see two movies. I think this is the only time I've seen a drive-in have one movie. But I liked it. They could have done showed like a little public domain cartoon or something like that at the beginning. That would have been kind of cool. Oh well. So I give it a 9.5 out of 10, just because the guy, I had to put in a close because the guy was slurring his speech some towards the beginning. It was tough to understand what he was saying. But aside from that, it was really good. I really liked it. So that's my review of the Vasta Night. I'm sticking to it. So I hope you liked this video. Bye. Until next time, please take care of my Legion. No, but I mean, you might see some commercials for it before a YouTube video. So I hope you liked the video, buddy.